What up, YouTube Massive? Hope everyone is well and of course literally doing well. The video you're about to see was actually shot yesterday, but due to my internet connection just being completely bonkers, I couldn't upload it yesterday, so I'm up, literally it's gone up now as we speak. With that being said, check out the video and enjoy. Peace. Yes, beautiful people, we are back. Your boy Usema, DJ Savage, 2 British Nerds. What up, man? Hope everyone is well and of course literally doing well. And what can I say apart from it's the end? It's the end of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 7 years the show's been going for, and it's just ending. It's ending today. It's a 2-hour special finale, which is episode 12 and 13. I wish this season was like 21 episodes because it so deserved it. But what can I say? The show has been amazing so far, from season 1 to of course season 7. I've really enjoyed it. I really have. This season 7 has been fantastic. It's been amazing. It's been dope. It's been emotional. To see the Easter eggs, to see them traveling basically back in time, forward in time, to see them actually in different time zones, dressed in accordance to that particular time frame. Having, there's Easter eggs. You've seen characters from the past come into this particular season. We also saw in one of the episodes Project Insight, which was used, of course, in Captain America Civil War. But this is basically 40 years earlier. It's insane to see how the Chronicons have tried to manipulate basically Hydra and destroying basically S.H.I.E.L.D. and then through there basically a new enemy comes about. It's been amazing. It's been so cool, so dope. So many Easter eggs. It's been fun. It's been emotional. It's been intense. Of course, I've really super enjoyed seeing the man himself, director Phil Clark Gregg, director Coulson, Agent Coulson, obviously now because Mac is the director. But it's been so cool to see him and see his emotional transition from, of course, being dead and coming back to life and having to endure all of those flashbacks, basically all those memories when he actually died and came back, and now he's in LMD. It's been such a cool ride. I've super enjoyed it. I was watching it yesterday. I watched all 11 episodes yesterday. I was binge watching it from like 3 in the afternoon to like 11 at night. And I was like, this is so sick. Please don't let it end. Don't let it end, man. So cool. It's so dope to see, it's just been an amazing ride. I enjoyed the Sousa episode. It was completely just a completely black and white episode. It was so cool to see that episode. It was so cool. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the catchphrases. I just really super love this whole season. It's been different, and you can tell like in this current season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's like they really gave it to the fans. They really went in hard and made it they gave so much to the fans than they did in the previous seasons. It's so amazing. It was so dope. I mean, it just feels like, they're going to go out basically with a bang in this last episode, which airs today, a 2-hour special. I can't wait to watch it because when I do watch it, you're going to catch me on YouTube tomorrow. I'm going to be speaking about basically just my thoughts on it and so forth. I hope there'll be spin-off shows from this TV show. I hope Hunter, Bobby make a cameo. I hope that, of course, Robbie Ray's Ghost Rider potentially makes a cameo. I hope even Agent Ward makes a cameo. It'd be so cool, man, just to see basically all of these characters come back in one particular, in this 2-hour special. And of course, I forgot his name. Deathstroke. Is it Deathstroke? I can't remember his name. Anyways, I've totally lost my train of thought, but overall I'm really excited, man. I mean, to see what happens in this 2-hour special. It's gonna be so cool. I really hope that Fitz and Simmons finally get a happy ending. I hope basically it ends basically in all of these characters, they get a happy ending. I know Phil Coulson goes back to normal, being a human, and that's one thing. I think Phil Coulson needs to be redeemed. He needs to go back to being flesh and blood. So it'll be cool to see, for example, like May and Coulson do their thing and they leave. Mac basically and Yo-Yo go their separate ways. Daisy and Sousa basically, Agent Carter's partner basically, they go out and do their thing also. And of course you have Fitzsimmons, they have to do their thing because they have to get married and do. So Deke Shaw can be born. I like Deke. You know what? I didn't like him at the beginning. I was like, this guy, I just don't like him. And then he just grew on me. I was like, Deke is kind of sick. Plus, he's always rocking those Nike sneakers, like in his yeah, he's always rocking Nike. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But going back to it, gotta love Deke Shaw. Really loved him. I mean, not really loved him. I do love him as a character. I think he's amazing. When I found that he was Fitzsimmons' grandson, I was like, oh my gosh. So he's one guy that deserves actually a break. He deserves to find himself a chick, a woman. He has to, man. I mean, he's got a crush on Daisy, but obviously Daisy now likes somebody else. So what's gonna happen to Deke? And I hope Enoch comes back somehow, because Enoch is such a dope character. He sacrificed himself for the team when they were going through that episode, the episode where Sky was looping. She was looping through time. It was so sick, so sick. I loved it. I'm a big fan. I like time travel movies or episodes, or series. Sorry, but when it's done just nicely. And I feel like that Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did an amazing job in explaining time and utilizing time travel or the time stream basically to really, really get the fans engrossed and to see what's popping off. Now, what's really cool and amazing is because they've gone through back and forth through time, the timeline has changed. So does that mean that Infinity War has changed? Does that mean Avengers Endgame has changed? Because if they've been messing around with time basically, then how is that going to affect of course the MCU? And I really hope that if after today's episode, basically, I really hope after today's episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., whatever comes out of it, that it gets referenced in the future MCU movies, because they deserve to connect this particular episode, this finale basically, with the MCU going forward. They really, really, really got to, man. So what I'm basically trying to say is, again, today is the last episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it deserves to be connected literally with, of course, the following or the future MCU movies. They need to explain what kind of happened in today's episode in connection with, with the Marvel movies. I think they just owe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. justice by actually connecting it with future, of course, MCU movies, and of course allowing just giving the show and giving the characters and giving show recognition for, of course, the MCU, man. And I really think that needs to be, pardon me, done. Like I said, it's an amazing show. I'm also trying to figure out what's going to happen in today's new episode. So we all know the Chromicons, can I pronounce that word, have destroyed all the S.H.I.E.L.D. Bases, because they actually want to destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's a threat to them. When they do destroy S.H.I.E.L.D., they'll use Earth basically as a planet to, basically restore, basically to have the Chromicons basically on Earth. They want to have Earth as their new planet. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens, who wins, who dies. And it's going to be quite interesting to see what's really going to happen. I mean, I guess the biggest question is, it's like, what's going to happen to the characters? Because Enoch did say this will be their last mission together. So what's going to happen to these beautiful characters at the end of the show, man? I really hope all of them, like I said previously, get a happy ending, because they so well deserve it. After 7 years of going through trauma, going through heartbreak, going through just emotional stress, they need to have a break. And I really think that, I'm hoping that the writers actually written them a happy ending, especially Fitzsimmons, man. They've been like all over the place throughout the whole 7 years. They've never managed to be together, like, period. And when they do, when they get in close to it, the universe just rips them apart. So, seeing as this is the last show, the last episode basically in the whole series, they need to do them justice. They really, really do. And I really want to see more. I really do. I don't want the show to end. I think it's such a pinnacle. I mean, for me, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. it's the big cornerstone of the MCU. So even though it's going to end, I guess my question is, are we still going to have S.H.I.E.L.D. within the MCU? Because, S.H.I.E.L.D. is a big component of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And of course, if they do carry on S.H.I.E.L.D., who's going to be basically the head of S.H.I.E.L.D.? And obviously these questions will be answered today. So I guess the questions I'm asking are going to be answered tomorrow, pretty much. But that's what I'm actually thinking about. And of course, if you think of it realistically, Phil Coulson, he was the guy that pretty much initiated and got the Avengers to assemble. It was his death, at the hands of Loki, that basically caused all of the Avengers to assemble for the first time ever. Of course, Nick Fury gave them that push about the Coulson story and what he was like and so forth, and that got Iron Man and Steve Rogers like ugh, and they through there they basically assembled the team and they went to take care of business, which is of course take out Loki. So and Coulson's played a big part in that particular element. So it'd be nice to see if Coulson somehow gets justice in this particular episode. Like, I know what's going to happen to him. Is there going to be some Easter eggs, some throwbacks, some flashbacks? Will Nick Fury come out and, I don't know, say, you know what, Coulson, good job, and then, I don't know, maybe put him on a new mission? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just throwing things out there because, like I said, it's an amazing show. And it has to end with a bang, a total bang. And I hope that every single person gets a happy ending, because they should do. Just like my favorite comic book. One of my favorite comic books being, of course, Invincible from Image Comics, written by Robert Kirkman, illustrated by Ryan Otley. Mark Grayson and his family went through hell in the comics, and then at the end they were all given a happy ending, which was very rare because Robert Kirkman loves to kill off favorite characters within comics. So I hope we get to see that in today's episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just going back to it, I think my favorite episode so far from season 7 has to be, I think, the black and white episode. That was so cool. It was just so classic, and I'm a big fan of those type of themes, those type of movies, those type of TV shows, even when it comes to cartoons and anime. So that was really, really cool. And of course, the episode of where Sky kept looping the same time over and over again, and no one knew about it apart from Coulson and Daisy. And then every time they told their crew what was happening, it would end up wrong. They would die, and she would have to repeat the whole thing all over again. And Coulson and Daisy were the only people that knew. So yeah, man. I mean, it's been amazing. Like I said, season 7 has been a total blast, man. And I really wish there was a season 8, or I wish they gave us more than 12 or 13 episodes in this season, because there's so. Oops, I nearly knocked over my audio recorder. There's basically this show deserves at least 21, 22 episodes. Like, it is what it is. And the thing is, it's like, the TV shows that I always watch, the only two I always watch is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and The Blacklist. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has gone. It's ending today. The Blacklist is on hold until what was going to be, I think, maybe start production, I think hopefully sometime next year. So, like, what do I watch? So, I'm hoping, like, within a day or two or a week or a month, that news will break out that we're gonna get a spin-off show of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really hope we do. I love to see a spin-off show. There was supposed to be a spin-off show, of course, with Lance Hunter and Bobby for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that got scrapped. And I was like, man, I was looking forward to it. They're two characters that need to come back to the show. I really hope they come back basically in today's episode. I'm really excited and thinking there might be more time travel in today's episode. Who knows? Imagine like I thought of a scenario of where Fitz basically gets a time stream. Right? And no, he uses the element of time to get basically. Imagine he gets all of the S.H.I.E.L.D. characters, the team from different time periods, and they come out in one spot from all different time frames, and they help basically Coulson and the team right now in actually in destroying the Chromicons, taking control of the time stream. Then eventually they all go back to their timelines, and so does, of course, the regular team. So the time stream, the timeline that's actually been made through the Chromicons and through S.H.I.E.L.D. messing around with the time stream, it never happens. And then pretty much whatever they experienced basically now doesn't happen. Or can you imagine if they all get to go back in time basically to the moments of where things went completely wrong in their lives, and they actually stop that from happening? For example, imagine Coulson goes back in time and stops basically Garrett basically from actually interacting with Ward, and he puts Garrett into prison. So Ward now basically never gets contaminated or never gets put through Hydra, and he becomes a loyal. Becomes basically a loyal member of Marvel's Agents of Shield. Or Daisy goes back basically and basically puts her mum, rescues her daughter basically, puts her mum on the track, puts her mum on the correct track, so her mum never turns to be evil and so forth through the experiences that she literally, of course, went through. And of course, May pretty much saves her husband Andrew, and maybe stops him from turning into that Inhuman. That's very cool, pretty insane. And of course, Fitz and Simmons. I mean, like, Fitz and Simmons are cool. They'll probably just stop scenarios they'll probably just. Well, the thing is, they can't really change time to a degree, because if they change any time, that means that Deke would never have been born. Well, they could change a few things. Who knows what they would change? Actually, what would they actually change? Fitz and Simmons have had a cool moment. Of course, there's nothing they would really change. Period. Of course, you have Phil Coulson, who would probably go back in time, and he would never have made that pact with the Ghost Rider, which means basically he would have never have died, and it would have been quite interesting. Who else are we forgetting? Well, Deke can't change time, because if he changes time, basically, then he'll pretty much be dead. So, like, Fitzsimmons have to live. If Fitzsimmons don't survive, or they don't make out and produce Deke's mum, then Deke is never born. But overall, I mean, all that said and done, if they was to do that, they could actually still change the timeline somehow. But who knows? I think the timeline has been changed in their favor, because they've gone through time. They've changed elements of time to a degree, which means there has to be some balance. Like, who knows? But overall, that's my thoughts on it. I guess when you come into the realms of time, it's quite interesting, because there's so many loopholes. It's like, let's say, for example, you go back into... So let's say, for example, you want to travel back into the past to change the future. When you go back into the past becomes the present. And then, the past becomes the present, and you've already changed the future, which becomes the past. It's mad. But I'm excited to see if there's any Avengers Endgame Easter eggs in there. Can you imagine if they time travel to Endgame? They time travel in Infinity War. There was a fan theory saying that basically, because obviously Enoch said it was their last mission together, that imagine they actually was to jump basically into Infinity War, and they get snapped out of existence and they're all gone. Could that be done? It could, but realistically, we all know that'd be a good way, because that means that that'll be an excuse for them to make a new show and actually bring these characters back somehow. But then again, Iron Man would have brought everyone back that got snapped out of existence, so they would have come back anyway. Yeah, it's all insane. But overall, man, I mean, that's my whole theory and my take on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really love it. It's an amazing show, and I keep saying it over and over again. Kind of gutted it's coming to an end. I'm going to watch today's episode tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys my take on it. I love the show. I think it's amazing. I just love it. I really do. A lot of people don't like it because when the show first got announced, and of course it span off, we all know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out. It spun out basically from the death of Phil Coulson in Avengers Assemble, the movie. So a lot of people assumed... I need to get a drink because, man, give me 1 second. So much better. So a lot of people assumed basically that you were going to see Iron Man. Basically, you were going to see the Avengers. And because that never happened, a lot of people didn't like it and liked it. And for me, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they operate above the government. They operate basically in regards to, how can I put it? It's like they do solo missions. There's spies. There's assassination attempts. With S.H.I.E.L.D., it's a straight espionage. It's like 007 to a degree, James Bond, but more power pack, more intense, there's more oomph in it. So I love that, because that's what S.H.I.E.L.D. is about. So the people that were moaning and complaining, they never realized that, because they were too stuck on the fact they wanted to see Iron Man or Thor or Cap or, all of the Avengers. And it never happened. So there was characters that made cameos from there, like Lady Sif. She made a cameo basically in one of the episodes. But overall, I mean, I liked it because I liked Shield because it separated itself from there, even though it was part of the MCU. It's still basically, they were different. They were just ordinary people trying to do their things and save the world. And of course, some attained powers, like of course Daisy, you know, and obviously now May, she's like empathic. She's an empath. She's attained powers. So it's been like a roller coaster of a ride, but I've enjoyed it for the fact that it's just a team of people trying to do the best they can to look after their team and also save the world on a daily basis. And you know, that's why I like Phil Coulson. He's a regular guy. He's a regular human trying to do his thing and trying to keep the peace with the team. Trying to, you know, he loves the team, but he also wants to save the world. And I think Phil Coulson's been amazing. He's a geek, and that's why a lot of people could relate to him, because like he had that geeky moment in Avengers Assemble, where basically, you know, he says, Cap, I'm a big fan of yours, shows him the suit, shows him the cards, and you know, I'm trying to say, like, you know, he's a very relatable character. Everybody related to him. That's why when, you know, he got killed off in Avengers Assemble, you know, people were hashtagging Coulson lives, Coulson lives, Coulson lives, Coulson lives, everywhere. And then, you know, what did we see? Eventually, we just heard that, you know, there's going to be a TV show, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's because the fans wanted Coulson. He was a fan favorite, and from there, basically, you know, we got the show. So, you know, the fans, which is us, you know, they make this happen. So, big thank you to every single person involved in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., from the actors, actresses, producers, writers, people that do the scripts, the cleaners that clean the set. I mean, every single person that's involved. Thank you for giving us such an amazing 7 years. I love every single one of the characters, the actors, actresses. I think they've done an amazing job. The ones that have gone and come also. You know, it's been an amazing ride, and I really can't wait to see more of it. I can't wait to see what transpires after today. I want to see if people's fan theories come to be. But what's going to happen? I think the biggest thing that everyone is waiting for is, of course, where's Fitz? What's happened to Fitz? You know, is he a robot? Is he dead? Is he alive? Gemma doesn't remember him because of the implant. You know, what's going to happen? So, and I really hope they get a happy ending, and hope Phil Coulson goes you know, everything that I've said, Phil Coulson deserves to be human again. He just deserves it, man. Like, I just don't see Phil Coulson being an LMD. You know, after this episode, he needs to either be completely dead or he needs to live. I think he needs not dead. He needs to live. They need to give him his body back. They need to give him his soul back. He needs to be flesh and blood. So, you know, I've just got a theory of where, like, out of the blues, when the show ends, at the end, you see like a portal, Ghost Rider comes out, Robbie Reyes, you know, and what does he do? He just touches him and basically ignites his soul into his body, and Coulson becomes human again. Pow. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, quite interesting. That's my thought on it. And it kind of makes sense because, you know, Ghost Rider did disappear. He basically took, what was the book called again? The book that Ada had. I totally forgot. He took the book, opened the portal up, went through, and was never seen again. So he may come back, he may not come back. So I really hope this episode that we see today is just going to be jam-packed with like old characters, Easter eggs. I really want to see Grant Ward making his appearance, because he's part of the team. It would be cool if they get Ward before he turned into Hydra, became Hydra, and they get him basically to serve. Or what they do is they get Ward when he so-called turns into Hydra, and then they show him basically his whole life and how it ends to being. He's like, you know, forget this, I'm Team S.H.I.E.L.D. all the way. And then he just changes history through there. I don't know. I would love to see Ward making an episode. Making a cameo, because I think he deserves it. I think they all deserve to be in this last episode. So, yeah, like I really, really, really can't wait. I'm excited. I'm happy. Kind of gutted, emotional, because it's the last episode. But I really hope after this show finishes, we still get to see these characters in spin-off shows and more shows, and I think they will do, man. I mean, taking it back, they will do. You know, it's like I said, it has a big fan base. They will definitely give this show a big. They'll definitely resurrect this show somehow. It's a big show. You cannot ditch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You can't ditch S.H.I.E.L.D. You just can't. I know we're moving into Phase 4 and so forth, but S.H.I.E.L.D. is S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is always going to be there. Nick Fury is still here. Like, come on. And we all know Nick Fury is S.H.I.E.L.D. So you know. Funny enough, it's going to be quite interesting because Nick Fury will be in future movies. So he's going to have to reference, because obviously he's tight with Coulson because they're friends. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually, if he references Shield, references Coulson and so forth. Yeah, I can't wait. With that being said, peeps, I'm going to catch everyone tomorrow with a brand new video on my thoughts on today's finale of Marvel's Agents of Shield. Of course, if you've seen this video to the end, drop your comments down below. And of course, let me know what you think of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what your fan theories are. Just let me know everything and anything about the show. And of course, what did you think of Season 7 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Really can't wait. Hope everyone is well. And of course, literally doing well. And I'll catch everyone tomorrow. Of course, make sure you smash the YouTube subscribe button, smash the YouTube bell button. Share this video, of course, with your friends and so forth. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, like, subscribe. All that good stuff, and I'll catch every single one of you beautiful people in a bit. With that being said, peace out. Yo.